and seriously drop the power on the multi-tool there. There we go. It fractured without injuring us. Put the multi-tool away and press F and then click on stow for each one of these, and you can see it repositions us after every pickup, which gets annoying. Sometimes it picks up before you trigger it. Hello citizens, welcome to another episode of Star Citizen with Gazbeard. Waking up at Port Olisar for another hard day's graft. Yes, yeah. We're miners, and this is another look at the mining mechanics and the mining gameplay within Star Citizen. It's one of those things I'm going to keep coming back to every now and again in my rather infrequent looks at Star Citizen, because the molasses pace of new gameplay release has really messed things up in terms of doing regular videos. There are enough content creators out there. Come on, open. Thank you. There are enough content creators out there doing news and analysis and all that type of stuff. There we are, Prospector, retrieve. And let's get that chat. Had to, right. Get that chat off screen. If the only other people on the servers are speaking a lingo that I don't speak, there's no point having chat on screen. Yeah, so I don't make videos of Star Citizen very often. I can't compete with the people who only do content for one game. The likes of Noobifier, Board Gamer, well, not so much Eradicator, he covers a few different games. But you know what I mean, there's a horde of Star Citizen content creators out there who make a video about every slightest tweak to the game and give each and every little tweak to the game its own video. So when it comes to news and updates and stuff, I can't really compete with them. I've got far too much on my plate making videos for a much wider collection of games. So I leave that side of it to them, but I do want to have a few videos a year at least about Star Citizen in my library, just looking at how the gameplay has changed, improved, updated, etc. What's been added that's new. And what we're going to be looking at today is where the state of mining gameplay is, and that's both first person and shipborne. So let's get this bad boy flight ready, and let's head out to our favourite mining test ground, which is not very far away. It would help if I could remember how. There we go. Now, apparently there is a bug currently in 3.7.1 in that the first time that you open the Moby glass, the various moons and stuff do not always show properly. They are actually there, they're just very, very faint, but it looks like they're not there. So let's set that route and get out of the Moby glass. My shield's powered up as yet. Look, oh, they're getting there. Right, so let's get off the ground. Just waggle the joystick, make sure that everything's centered, because that's half the cause of when you take off. If your joystick is not centered, then you end up drifting in various directions. And look at that Hornet sitting there right in front of me. He's got a red marker, so he's got a crime stat. I don't know if he's been destroyed. It looks like one of his wings are missing. Let's hope that he's not here to grief people taking off from the pad. Let's get out of here and let's make this a fast transition to Daymar. Up, gear up, rotate the ship, start rolling, point at Daymar, and start spooling, throttle up. Prospector's not the fastest to ship at normal speeds. Whoa. Well, that slide off target to then suddenly appear back on target. Never seen that before. Right, now we have to wait about 5 to 10 seconds for the quantum system to let go of the HUD. Just tap B again to get all the markers up. That's Eager Shubin, that'll do. We'll head over towards Shubin. Oh, still calibrating. What we're going to do is we're just going to get down on the deck as quickly as we can, some distance from a ground marker. I'm really just using the spline curve of the quantum jump down to well, it should be atmosphere, in order to speed up the process of getting around the planet. I could have used the orbital markers and jumped around that way and then dived down manually. This way is quicker. Get the horizon level, give it a bit of throttle, swing it round, look for an area where we want to go play. We want to be into some hills. If we're in too flat a ground, then we're not going to find very much, is what I've experienced so far in this patch. Let's just give it a bit of boost, get down there. And of course, once you're in atmosphere, you're kind of speed restricted. The resistance of the atmosphere holds you back. So even though I've pushed it up and should be doing in the region of about 600 meters per second, the best I can get out of it is about 200 because of atmosphere. But even that's faster than normal or what used to be SCM speed. As we're now getting down towards 2,500 meters, I'm just going to drop the maximum throttle back down to normal SCM. I will probably always call it SCM until they give us new names for it. So the idea is I want to clip along the side of that range of hills and ridges ahead of us. Take advantage of the radar range. Went down to 1,000 meters. About time to start thinking about doing some scanning. Give it one long range scan. And that's good enough for me. Came in straight on top of a rock. I'm quite happy with that. And we can, in the current patch 3.7, 3.71, we can do the nose down attitude that we're used to. But just for the sake of cinematics, I'm going to bring it down horizontal and then strafe in. Get the mining arm out so we can scan this rock, see if it's worth actually fracturing. Corundum 5.84, Hephaestonite 2.03%. Well, we might be able to get something worthwhile from the Hephaestonite if we can get a reasonably pure fragment. Now, I've said this before, I don't know if you remember, but either side of the center of the HUD, if I zoom right in, you'll see what I mean, or rather if I fly right in. Now if you look at the rock itself, you can see which parts of the HUD are overlaying the actual rock. In the center you've got an aiming dot followed by a 3-arc circle of solid lines representing the mining laser, and then you've got a circle with an upper and lower arc of dotted lines, which are the arc that the mining laser can swing to, gimbal to if you like. And then left and right you've got like parentheses, solid line parentheses, each in 2 parts. Those solid line parentheses you want to have at about the edge of the rock, to have it at the right sort of range. Got a little bit too much sensitivity. There we are. About there. That sets up the width of the rock for fracturing on a new rock. And I'm just going to wallop this one straight up to about 75% power. See where it goes with that. Well, at 74%, the rock energy level is climbing. It's kind of hard to see the HUD against the Daymar terrain, but it could be worse. We could have the sun directly overhead and then you wouldn't see anything on the HUD. Let's just hold the energy level there for a moment. The rate of climb in the rock energy level is slowing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to strafe away from the rock and then reduce the laser. Obviously trying to keep the rock energy level in the green. Mouse drift. There we go. That safely fractured the rock without any of the particles jumping out and hitting our shields. Okay, in that piece of rock we got Hephaestonite at 2.76%, so that rock is worth fracturing down. Try and get something a bit more concentrated. Wow, that one heated up quick. Holding energy at about 2.8, 3.0%. Trying to just dropped off energy there. There we go. There should be extractable size fragments now. Let's have a look what we got in this one. Empty. Corundum 1.57, Hephaestonite 7.28. Come back to that one. That's about 9% total, Corundum and Hephaestonite. That's about 9% total. Oh, that needs refracturing. Corundum 4%. Corundum's worth nothing really. That one. Hephaestonite 0.43, not worth extracting. Hephaestonite 1.77. Again, not really worth extracting on its own. And these two rocks that are giving us roughly 9% of sellable mineral, they're right at the very, very bottom end of what's worth harvesting. 99 tons and 160 tons. Well, they're not huge, so we'll take them in. if nothing else, these 2 fragments will cover the fuel cost for this journey. Right, what else have we got back there? Hephaestonite 1% before fracture? No. Hephaestonite 3.86. That's worth refracturing. That one. 1.02. No. What's that one off in the distance? Corundum 20%. That might be worth refracturing. So let's just swing our heading around a bit. Try and get a cleaner shot at this rock that we're gonna. Right, so that one there is the one Hephaestonite 3.86. So if we come in a little bit and
fracturing mode on.
try starting this with about 15% energy, see where we get with that. Climbing nicely. We'll drop it back to about 7% once it hits temperature. We're going to drop it back quite a bit more than that because it's holding its temperature. Yeah, you see at 6% it's doing fine. Drop it back a little bit more, take it back to 4%, 3%. There we go. Where are you going?
Scan initiated.
Hephaestonite 7.25.
Scan complete. Extraction mode on.
Okay, we'll take it. Well,
Scan initiated.
what was in that one?
Scan complete.
Empty. That little piece down there. 9.64. Well, oops. We'll have that.
Extraction mode on. Scan complete. Fracturing mode on.
I'm not sure why the extraction mode
Extraction mode.
is not auto switching off when it harvests the rock that you're aiming at.
Scan initiated.
What's in this one?
Scan complete.
Empty. Okay. Now we've got 2 pieces there, 3 pieces there, and I'm not sure that we got them all scanned individually. 3% Hephaestonite. No. Nearly 6% Hephaestonite. It's a very small rock. It's only 70 tons.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
Right. Okay. And that one Hephaestonite 1%. Right. So there's nothing really there.
Scan initiated.
What did we say that rock over there was? High corundum content, wasn't it? Yeah, 20%. So by the time we fracture that down, we might be lucky and get a 40 to 50% corundum rock, which would be worth extracting. Too far. Come on, take it back. And take it in a bit. That'll do. We'll,
Fracturing mode on.
yeah.
Scan complete.
We should, in theory, only need somewhere between 15 and 20% energy on this one. Or laser throttle, I should say, not energy. And pull it back. Even at 4.69, that's holding a little bit. Whoa.
Initiated. Scan initiated.
That one was a bit enthusiastic, wasn't it?
Scan initiated.
Corundum, nearly 29%.
Extraction mode
Whoops.
on.
We'll take it. It's only small. It's under 70 tons.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on. Scan initiated.
And as you can see, the ship is quite drifty nowadays. Even with hover mode gone, we are in hover configuration. Let me just show you that. You can see, if I come around to the side of the ship, you can see the engines are pointing down, and by pressing the J key I can bring them up to flight mode, which is main thrust and retro, and it doesn't affect the hover. This is purely for cinematic purposes that they're pointing down in this current patch. So let me just get back to normal. Now I normally like to leave the free look camera there for landing purposes in tricky terrain. Right, let's forward to get these various bits scanned. 28% corundum and 1% Hephaestus. Well, I might take that because it comes to about 30%. Same again with that.
Scan complete.
Nah,
Scan complete.
there's not enough minerals in that one to take that one.
Scan initiated.
There's not really enough in that, but I probably will.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete.
And there we are, the extraction laser did switch itself off this time.
Scan initiated. Scan complete.
Right, we're at 51% of cargo.
Scan initiated.
That one's not worth picking up. Depends on the size of this one as to whether we pick it up or not.
Scan initiated.
111. That'll give us about 20%. Yeah, well, okay, we'll take this one. And before we started extracting that rock, it said cargo capacity was at 51.01%. It now says cargo capacity is at 47.87%, and this is indicative of one of the bugs that we've had right from the beginning of 3.7 through the various PTUs to the 3.7.0 live build. And the same through 3.7.1. The total carried capacity of ore in the Prospector saddlebags are misreading and giving you false 100%. So it'll tell you you're at 100%. You'll head back to Port Olisar or wherever. You'll go to sell it all and it'll tell you, oh, you're only at 50% or similar. let's just head over the top of that ridge. Try and get an early ping. There we go, there's an early ping. That looks like one of the big ones. 6,500 tons, 7,000 tons. Just has that look about it. Yeah, it's a big fatty, you see. Get it on its widest dimensions. Get the mining laser out. Let's get it analysed. Quartz, 17%. Well, call it 17% quartz pre-fracture. We may be lucky, and we might get some 100% quartz out of that. Give it a go. And again, we just strafe in until those HUD parentheses on the left and right are at each end of the rock, and start fracturing. Make sure the ship is settled. Start winding up the laser. 70%, we're getting a rock energy level climb. Good. 68%, not 70%. That's good. And chat has come back on its own. I didn't tell it to come back on, but it's decided to. One of the things that does irritate about the game sometimes is that it does not obey player commands. But it is in alpha, obviously, and it plays incredibly smooth for in alpha. I mean, this 3.7, 3.7.1 patch has been exceptionally smooth gameplay. The client-side object container streaming has been working extremely well. There's only been one gameplay session so far where I had any issues with lag and stutteriness, which was yesterday, and it was when it was sort of between patches. Right, 35% quartz in that rock, but it does need fracturing down. 15% in that one. We might get another high level fragment if we fragment that rock. A bit lower there. Just a low end piece of copper in there. Come on, get a hold of that rock. 41% quartz across there. Okay, so those three rocks with very high quartz content, we're gonna sub-fragment them. And in fact, what I'm gonna do, hold on. Let's do this properly. Let's not get back into bad habits. Let's do what we got to do, assuming full hover mode is coming back. We'll just back up the rock. Get to there. And this shouldn't need more than about 15% energy. Oh yeah. Doesn't even need 5% energy, looking at the way that was racing up there. Yeah. 4.88 is not quite enough. 4.98. Yeah, got it. And then we can drop it down a little bit once it's in the green. Should be at about 2.5, but there we go. Right. Wait for it to scan those sub-fragments. Quartz at 46%. Yeah, we'll have that. that piece. Quartz 9.43.
Scan complete.
That's it, huh? Very new. Quartz at 70%. We'll have that. It's not a high value product, but you can get a moderate price for it if you... Whoa! You can get a moderate price for it if you get it at a high enough fracture rate. Right. Not sure if that one's going to break down, but we'll try it.
Scan complete. Fracturing mode on.
Oops. And I've got to get myself better HOTAS so that I don't have to take my hands off the stick, because using a mouse for this portion of the gameplay, you get directional drift like you just saw there. Whoa, whoa. Recovered that nicely without going into overcharge.
Scan initiated.
Excuse me guys, where are you going? Thank you.
Scan initiated.
31.68% quartz. We'll come back to you. Might be better targets up here.
Scan initiated.
Copper 0.34.
Scan complete.
Nah.
Scan initiated.
Quartz 67.33, so yeah, we definitely want that one.
Scan initiated.
Copper 0.45, don't want that one.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated.
No, don't want that one.
Scan initiated.
Don't think we want that one.
Scan initiated.
And no, we don't want that one. Right, so there's that one up there with a very high percentage, and I think this one had a...
Initiated.
Well, it's not great, but we'll take it.
Extraction mode on. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan initiated.
Yeah, quartz 67.33. We'll take this one out.
Scan complete.
That actually sounded like there was another ship in proximity to me.
Scan initiated.
Heard that in-atmosphere flight noise that winged ships make. Right, okay, now. So we need to keep an eye on the radar, top center of screen. If a red ship turns up on there, regardless of what state we're at, we're just out of here immediately. Because ganking of miners has been a very big problem in this patch since it came out as 3.7.0 PTU. Whoa. was a bit energetic. And that rock that's gone behind there is going to be a pain to scan.
Scan initiated.
So, come on. It's not worth having. Okay.
Scan initiated.
What about you? 85% quartz. Yeah, we'll take you.
Scan complete.
And we're at 93.4% capacity.
Scan
And
initiated.
the server's getting a little bit laggy there. It's getting a little slow to respond to twitches on the joystick.
Scan initiated.
It's just straight copper.
Scan complete.
Yeah. Anything over there worth having?
Scan initiated. Scan initiated.
Yeah, there's a few there. Well, at least one there with a decent level. Check those two.
Scan initiated.
13%.
Scan initiated.
66%. And there's another ship ahead over there, which from his orientation looks like he might be a miner.
Scan initiated. Scan complete.
We're not quite full, so let's get that last bit of quartz. And I'm not really doing this for the money, I'm just doing it for, like I said, the practice of mining, and also to...
Warning. Storage full. Scan complete.
Right, so it's saying storage is full. You saw it there, cargo capacity 100%, storage full. I bet you when we get back to
Fracturing mode.
Olisar, we're not actually full.
Mining mode on.
That's a pretty big signal hit.
Storage full.
I'm hoping that this is going to be FPS minables. I have a suspicion it's not. No, it's a cluster. But it's a pretty big cluster. Let's find out what it is.
Mining mode on.
Corundum and Bexelites.
Scan complete. Scan initiated.
Corundum and Bexelites.
Scan initiated.
Beryl, Corundum, Hephaestonite. That's a good rock as well. And there was something else across there. Here we go, here's what I'm looking for the other part of this video. So, get the mining laser in.
Mining mode off. Landing gear down.
Too far there. Put the nose up. A little bit far out. Now you probably saw on the scanner, we're too close now so it won't show.
Landing successful.
You probably saw on the scanner that there was a signal down here that showed up as a diamond rather than as the rock cluster. That tells us that there is a hand mineable down here, basically gems within a rock. Right, shows the diamond symbol. So what we need to do is just make sure that we've got our cargo pack on. Yeah, we have. It's our cargo backpack, and we've got our hand mining tool here, our multi-tool. Of course, we've got our firearms on us as well. In fact, we need to actually just, while I remember, barrel attachment on there. Put that suppressor on it. Sidearm, barrel attachment, suppressor on there. We've got the field light on the sidearm. We've got the laser pointer on the SMG. Excellent. Got our grenades and ammos and everything in place. Perfect. And whoops, wrong. There we go. Let's get out. Exit ship, thank you. Come on. The floating text on the inner thought for exiting the Prospector seems to drift. Sometimes it's high up on the door, sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it's low down. It's getting annoying. Right, now we have got ships across there. Yeah, there we go. That's a hand mineable rock. Get the hand mining tool out, not the flare. There we go. And just point it at the rock, wiggle it around until it picks up the rock. Come on. There we go, scanning it. Let it scan it, register that it is Haydenite, and then trigger it, and you can see the gauge on the back of the tool where it says mining. The left hand one is supposedly battery power, but at the moment it's infinite and never runs out. The right hand one is the amount of power that you're outputting. I find that it's on these rocks, just go straight up to about 80% and see where it goes. You can see on the left, bottom left of the hood, just to the left of the mining tool, there is a white slider slowly creeping up. At 81%, it's a little bit slow. Let's just raise. I'll try to raise it up to 82 on the tool. Can't. Right, we're in the green now, and you can see that in the green, the scale runs from right to left as the green bar fills up. On the left hand side of the multi-tool, about level with the word mining. And seriously drop the power on the multi-tool there. There we go. It fractured without injuring us. Put the multi-tool away and press F and then click on stow for each one of these, and you can see it repositions us after every pickup, which gets annoying. Sometimes it picks up before you trigger it. Like there, I didn't click the mouse, all I did was press the F key to get the floating text to show up. Now I click the mouse and it picks it up. There, all I did was press the F key to get the floating text, and he made a preemptive grab again. Now I've clicked the mouse. Click the mouse. Didn't click the mouse that time. He just made a preemptive grab. Right, let's have a look. Press I to show our personal inventory. We've got 10 pieces of Haydenite in that first compartment, and you've got 8 compartments within your backpack. You can have a different mineral in each, but you can't have more than one mineral in any one of them. So, like, we've got Haydenite there. We could have 7 other minerals, each with their own compartment. Or we could just have Haydenite in all of them if we wanted. We're showing at 8 of 100% with those 10 pieces of Haydenite, which means that we should be able to go up to a roughly 120 pieces total collected. Okay, and exit. I don't think there's any more rocks here. I think it was just that one. Looks like it. Right, so let's take all this stuff back to Port Olisar. See how much we get for that little adventure. Won't be a lot in terms of what's in the Prospector's saddlebags, because it was mainly low value ores that we were picking up. But then I didn't want to spend forever hunting for the high value ones. What I'll do is I'll actually do another run to find high value ones, which could take a couple of hours. And then I'll edit that in to the end of the video so that you can see the sort of values that you can pick up. Right, star map. We're on Daymar. We want to go back to Olisar. Set the route. Looks like Olisar is either behind us or below us on the other side of the planet.
Launch sequence complete.
Below us, but not too far below the planet, so... Whoa, come on, stop the wobbly. Get it there, and as you can see, we're in hover mode, so press J. Rotate those engines, get better thrust, and off we go. Yeah, and people are already getting very snobbish about how many rocks they will land to hand mine. If you look at chat there. And that's fair enough. I mean, you know, everybody's got different different ideas of the profit per hour. I mean, at the moment, I play this to test it and put in the bug reports, etc., in the issue council, particularly during the PTUs when I've got access to the Evercarty phase. I don't really do it to try and build up a huge amount of credits between patches, because it's pointless. You're going to get wiped every 3 months and your account reset, so there's no point going all gung-ho about it. You'll just burn yourself out. So I do it just for the fun of it. I like to come in on the left hand side of the pads if possible. Just personal preference. Everybody's different. I just find it easier to swing the ship. Get that speed down. Let's get hold of air traffic, or landing services as they call it in game.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Always makes me nervous when we've got players with crime stats faffing about over Olisar. Don't know if they're griefers or not.
Autoland on. Landing successful.
Thank you. Right, engines
Landing
off.
complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines off.
Engines off to stabilise the ship, but keep shields on. And exit the seat. Let's go sell our goodies, and then I'll go back and do a profit run and come back and show you the difference. The other thing is leaving power on with engines off means that the ship doors are locked. People can't just walk up and open the ship. And that whole is your ship locked or not situation is getting very confused at the moment. We need CIG to come out and give us an update on what's happening with that and set the record straight on facts and myths surrounding the whole ship is locked, ship is not locked. Friends and group players can enter or not. People who are not in your group or not on your friends list, can they open the ship or not? We need a big update from them about the whole thing on that, especially with the crime stats situation coming up, the law. Right. Okay, we obviously made most of our money there from the quartz and the Hephaestonite, even though the Hephaestonite was a very low percentage. It still made us more than we did off the quartz with all those high percentage fragments that we pulled in. Not a great run, less than 3,000 UEC, but it paid for the fuel, it would pay for some repairs. If we hadn't already got our weapons and armour, personal weapons and armour, it would pay for at least one decent piece of that. Right, so that's the ship's cargo sold, 3,000 UEC, or just under 3,000 UEC. Come into here, and we're selling, not buying. Personal inventory, sell that Haydenite. And you can see almost exactly the same money from the Haydenite with just 10 pieces picked up from that one rock. So finding the first person mining rocks are very, very profitable. And they can turn an unprofitable mining run into a profitable one. So we got about 5,700 alpha UEC total out of that run. Half came from the hand mined rocks in our backpack. Half came from the Prospector's cargo. So just under 6,000 UEC total. Made the trip worthwhile. I'm going to take the ship back out. I'm going to repair and refuel it before we go, and then I'm going to take it back out and do a more profitable mining run. So what I'll do is I'll see you back here when I'm bringing the haul back for selling, and I just want to show you the repair and refuel. A lot of people are getting mixed up and messed up by this. Sometimes it works when you first land, that you can repair, sometimes it doesn't, and again when you get back in your ship, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Well, there is a very simple rule that I'm finding, which I'm still testing to get proof that it will work every time. Right, first things first, if you're getting back into your ship, make sure your engine is on and that your ship is in flight ready status before you bring up the mobiGlas and go into repair, and you can see it now gives you the options to do them. So repair, refuel hydrogen, refuel quantum, confirm. Keep an eye on your fuel gauge, the bottom left number 83% next to the F on the HUD.
Hydrogen fuel at 100%. Hydrogen fuel at 100%.
And you will get that looping audio bug. Having got the looping audio bug, go back into your mobiGlas and tell it to put that last 1 UEC of quantum fuel in the ship, and the audio bug goes away. Now, if you want to repair, refuel and rearm, just come into the station, do that and disappear again without getting out of your ship. As soon as you land down, the first action that you should take is not switch your engines off, but go straight into your mobi-glass and select to do the refuel, rearm and repair. We're going back to Daymar, there it is. And it should work for you. If it's not letting you do that, then all you need to do is turn off your engines, get out of your seat, get back in your seat, turn your engines back on again, and then do what you saw me do as I came into the ship. Right. And I forgot to center the joystick before I took off. Luckily I didn't take off too quickly.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Right, now I'm going back to Daymar. I'll see you back at Olisar in a few minutes, or in a moment in video, but it'll probably be a few hours real time. Okay, I just had to show you this. This is one of those things that you come across occasionally. Clustering of rocks. Look at this, there are 6 mineable rocks straight in front of me there. They're on a tricky hill slope, and they are on the top of a mountain. But let's just go down and see what each of them are. Now, as you can see, my cargo is full. My backpack is not. What's in this rock? Corundum and Hephaestonite at low percentages. Diamonds 0.73%, Hephaestonite 1.85%. Diamonds 0.61, corundum 3.36. Beryl 3.01, Hephaestonite 1.66. Beryl 6.4, corundum 4.38. So even though the 6 rocks are close together, there's not really anything of great worth in them. But if you're just looking for a quick UEC boost, or alpha UEC boost, then it's worth looking at groups like that and just cherry picking the best from each rock. Now the other thing is, up here you can just see 3, 4 diamonds on the HUD. Why are we in fracture mode? We shouldn't be in fracture mode. We should be in scanning mode. There they are. There's at least 2 rocks there. Possible there's more, but they might have been mined out. And there's more across there, look. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the ship down, and we're landing on a slope, so I'm going to third person because I want to get as close as I can to those rocks. And I also want to orientate the ship for going and getting that next batch of rocks on the other side, because the ship's cargo's full but my backpack is not. Engine off. Now so far I've only been finding Haydenite on the surface here. There they are. What have we got in this one? Haydenite again in this one. Again, just to go through the hand mining procedure if you haven't seen it. Standing pretty much on top of the rock, crank your multi-tool up to about 80% output, 80, 81, and see what happens with the power bar on the left side. In this case it's standing pretty still, so I'm going to try and take a little step closer. And I'll get, just by taking that little shuffle step, getting a little bit more energy going into the rock. I might still have to push up the output. Yeah, push it up to 82. See how far that gets us. Still not moving very well. Push it up to, whoops, 83 I wanted, not 85. Well, at 83 it's travelling. Got stuck there. No, 84. Come on, keep it in the safe zone. At 84, it's trying to go up, but it's really struggling. The resistance on this rock at 3.7 is pretty high. There we are. Immediately scroll down as fast as you can. Try and hold it in that green zone, scrolling up and down with the output energy, just to keep it in that green zone, occasionally overclocking it, and as it gets to the end, step back so that you don't take damage from the explosion. Hold R to put your multi-tool away, and then F and mouse to pick all of these up. Try and get the ones that travelled the furthest first, so that you're reducing the stack to a cluster and you don't lose the outliers. Oh, come on, stop this double animation. I think that's all of them. I don't see any more. Right, we've got this one to crack. There's another one up there to crack. There might be a fourth lying around, because we did originally have 4 markers on the HUD for this spot, but we've also got across there, we had markers on the HUD across there. There was about 2, 3 or 4 rocks just in among that lot there. So what I'm going to do is I'll get these 2 cracked and collected. I'll have a quick look around, and then I'll move the ship across there. I'll get the ones across there. By then the backpack could well be full. Let's have a look. Where are we at? We are at 25 of 100%, and that's with, I think it's 5 rocks collected. We're carrying 30 pieces of Haydenite, so we can go to 120 with 10 coming out per rock. Theoretically that means we can collect another 9 rocks. So I'll get on with that, and I'll see you back at Port Olisar unless something interesting happens. Don't go away. Okay, we're back at Olisar, despite the best efforts of server disconnects to prevent us getting here. Let's see what we've managed to get on. And if you remember, I showed you the in-ship screen saying that our cargo was at 100%. Let's see if that's true. It's looking to be. It is. And that Hafest tonight has earned us just short of 17,000 UEC. The diamonds got us just short of 1,200. Everything else, pretty much nothing. So that's not bad. That's an 18,500 UEC load. Get that sold. And then we'll check what we've got in the backpack. Hold on. Already sold that, and it has given us the credits. Is that going to give us... Transaction has failed, insufficient stock to complete the purchase. Right, got it. That's better. Right, now it's reflecting that the ship is empty. Just a bit of a glitch there. Right, let's see what's in the backpack. $51 pieces of Haydenite. Sell all of it. There's another 14,000. Excellent. That was about 32,500 UEC from that little trip, and it was an enjoyable trip. Just messing around over Daymar, or on Daymar. Flying around, finding bits and pieces, mining them, coming back, selling them off here. 32,500 UEC. What would that get us in game? Well, it would get us a full set of our armour and a full set of our personal weapons, plus the ammunition for them and the accessories like the scopes, the suppressors, and the laser aiming, so on. One trip like that would set us up for either gaming through a patch during early access, or set us on our way for being able to take care of ourselves once the game hits final release. So I'm going to go and mine a few more of them. I want to try and get the total credits in the bank over 100,000, and then I'll start messing around and just playing for the hell of playing. So, thank you very much for being here. I'm the Gazbeard. I don't do Star Citizen videos very often, but do check the playlists on my channel. You'll find that there are some from the last couple of years, and I'll get more made as and when I can. Give the video a like, leave your comments down below, and subscribe to the channel please. Help me to grow it. I'm looking to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help to do it. From me, Gazbeard, in Port Olisar or Laproom. As always, it's never goodbye, it's just bye for now.